All right, here's 5 low-cost marketing strategies that actually work. Listen, I built multiple 7 and 8-figure businesses and had exits along the way. And I can tell you that I've learned a lot about what works and a lot about what doesn't work when it comes to marketing. And so today I want to give you 5 of the best low-cost, really to no-cost strategies that you could really deploy right now that will have a significant impact on your business. Look, you have to market your business. A lot of people out there are building a business just based on referrals. And the problem is that's no way to create a predictable, scalable business. If you are going to do this full time as an entrepreneur, then you need to make sure that your business financially can support you. And you don't want to have good months and growth and growth and growth based on referrals. And then all of a sudden those referrals stop. You don't have a lever that you could pull to get sales back up. And then you're struggling. It creates all of this unnecessary stress that, again, isn't required. It's not necessary, because if you just have a scalable way to grow your business, then you can avoid all of those problems. But here's the problem. If you had an endless supply of money, you'd probably go out and have no problem marketing and advertising and getting customers in your door. But more than likely, you're limited on the funds you have. And when you're limited on the funds that you have, then you need to have the best bang for your buck. You need to deploy things that get almost a near immediate result. And these things have to be make you profitable, right? You can't spend more, even close to what your cost is, to actually acquire that customer from what that customer is going to pay, right? We have to have substantial ROI, return on our investment, or we can't afford to even market to those people that we want to get in front of. So this is the struggle as entrepreneurs. And the question becomes, what are the easiest, most effective, best, lowest cost strategies out there to get customers? And that's what I want to walk into right now. So let's start with number 5 on my list. Number 5 on my list is basically leveraging social media. So I oftentimes say that there's only 2 things you really have to do to build a 7-figure business. And by the way, I've coached a lot of people, and 100% of the people I have coached have reached the 7-figure level doing these 2 things. One of those 2 things is you need to become and seen as an authority in what you do. And that is by doing things just like this. It is about going live. It is about releasing shorts and releasing regular content on your social media platforms. It's about having a podcast. It's about distributing content and information out into the world. So what this allows you to do is basically be seen as an actual expert in what you do. Basically, people gravitate to you. They want to come to you to do business instead of you chasing them. And this is a game changer in business, because if you don't do this, then what happens is you are constantly chasing leads, constantly chasing customers. Then when you catch them, you're trying to convince them to do business with you. But if you are just seen as an authority in what you do, if you're seen as an authority or an expert at what you do, then what happens is then you're able to come in, and then you're able to actually stand out. Hey, thanks for coming in, Kim, from Las Vegas. I appreciate you coming in and saying hi. So if you come in and you're seen as an authority on social media, then what happens is now people want to do business with you. Remember, people do business with people that they know, like, and trust, right? So the best way to get people to know, like, and trust you is just to be real and to put yourself out in the world so people can actually know, like, and trust you and want to do business with you. So think of it like this. If I'm going to hire a real estate agent to sell my home, and I have a real estate agent that I talked to 9 months ago, just briefly, ran across her. She's like, hey, you're interested in selling your home in the future? I'll send you some info. You're like, yeah, send me some info. That's fine. And she has been, a couple times a week, she emails you and says, hey, you want to sell your home? Here's some things to know. Here's how your house will be appraised. Here's how to stage your home to get the most amount of money. Here's how to negotiate with a real estate agent. Like, they teach you all these tips to help you sell your home. Now, if you're in the market to sell your home, you're going to probably pay attention to those emails, for example, right? And so now what happens is that person has taught you a lot of what you know to sell a home. Now, when it comes time to sell your home, who are you going to choose? That person, or are you going to choose the person on the park bench as you're driving by, right? People do business with people they know, like, and trust. And by being an authority at what you do, by releasing content, by putting information out in the space and educating the general public, you're seen as an expert. You're seen as the authority. And we all want to work with the authorities. We all want to work with the experts. We all want to work with the gurus. So if you think about a Tony Robbins of the world, he's not trying to convince people why they should follow him and work with him. They want to work with him because they see him as an authority in what he does. That's exactly what social media will allow you the opportunity to do. And you can do it 100% for free, right? You don't even have to come out there and spend any money to do this. What you have to do is start creating a rhythm of the content that you actually release. You need to think about how often you're going to release content on social media channels. How often are you going to go live? Are you going to create a podcast, for example? What other distribution methods or mediums are you going to use to put content out there? After you've done this, the next thing to do is go to ChatGPT, go to AI and say, hey, I'm in this industry. Give me some good viral worthy topics that I can talk about on social media. And sure enough, AI will go, here's a bunch of topics that you can actually go and use. Now, you can also go to a company called Answer the Public. It's 100% free. And Answer the Public goes out into the world and it pulls in all the questions that people are asking about the topics that you want to learn more about. So now you can see the questions that people are asking about what you do. And those are the questions that you go live on. Those are the questions you release content on. You're basically delivering answers to all of those inquiries. So number 5 on the list is leveraging social media. And if you do this right, then you're seen as an authority. And then once you're seen as an authority, people are chasing you down. They want to do business with you instead of you trying to convince them why they should. Now, number 4 on the list is to build and nurture an email list. Look, I have built Credit Suite to be an 8-figure company doing this one thing. Okay, email lists are invaluable because email lists tell everybody what you want them to know before they come in the door. Here, I'll give you a story. One of the first companies I owned was a credit repair company. And when I built this credit repair company, it was frustrating because I would get customers on the phone in the beginning, and then I'd have to convince them that the service worked. It wasn't even about selling myself or my company. I had to convince them that the service itself worked. You see, the credit bureaus did a great job of telling people it didn't work. So I had to convince them it worked, and I got frustrated. And I was like, okay, I'll show you. I'm going to tell you the reasons that it works. And I started to write an email and another and another and another and explain the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and the Fair Credit Reporting Act and how information on credit reports had to be 100% accurate and fair and timely and the percentage of errors on credit reports. I just started to basically create emails that explained what credit repair was, how it actually worked, and then answer all the questions people had. So when I'm on this call and people are asking questions and not confident about the service, every time that would happen, I would log what was being asked of me, then I would create an email. Then I just started to put it into an email sequence. And then every prospect we had come in, we would drop them in that sequence. Now, something very interesting happened. Months down the road, I got a phone call. This guy's name was Joe. And he calls me up and says, hey, Ty, it's Joe. And I said, hey, what's up, Joe? And he said, I got a couple questions for you. And I said, okay, here we go. Ready to fight the fight of teaching them that the services work and why they work. He asked me 2 simple questions. He said, I'm ready to enroll. I said, what do you mean? You ready to get started right now? Yeah. I'm like, those are the only 2 questions you had? He goes, yeah. He goes, I've been getting your emails. Now, I will tell you to this day, that our team members know they have a sale when somebody's on the other end saying, I get your emails, because it still works as well as it did 15 years ago as it does today. Because what happened was Joe was getting emails, educating them, telling them about our company, telling them about what credit repair is, how it worked, all of those services that I used to offer. So what happened was when Joe picked up the phone to call me, he already knew me. He already liked me. He already trusted me. What he knew about fixing his credit, I had already taught him through emails. So there was no selling him to do business with me. He knew he wanted to do business with my company, with me, because he saw me as an expert. And then what happened was he enrolled. And that changed my life forever, because that made me realize that email sequences and nurture sequences are invaluable to building a business. Every lead that comes in from anywhere, network marketing events, Facebook ads, everything should go into an email funnel that you own. And that email funnel should provide general education about how the person can get the end result they want to get. It shouldn't sell them anything. It shouldn't be a sequence that says, buy from me and here's why. None of that. If somebody's coming into my email sequence for business credit, some of the very first things that we do is we teach them how to get their DUNS number, and we help them get their DUNS number. We teach them what business credit is. We teach them how their business credit scores work. We help them go get a free look at their Experian credit report to see what's on there. All we do is just deliver tremendous amounts of free value. Now, somebody may take that value and never buy from us. Most will never buy, and that's okay. Because once in a while, some troll online says bad things about me. And those people that just took all of our free information and never bought, they freaking rally, man. They rally as a tribe and they attack that person. It's only happened a few times. I'm a pretty good person. Like, people don't usually say bad things. But when somebody does, the tribe comes together and attacks that person, and the person backs off because they know that they are fighting a force they do not want to fight. But the other people do buy. And they buy because they know, like, and trust me, and know, like, and trust us, because they're getting those emails, because they're getting value, because they're getting information, because they see us as experts. So you should have a well-built email sequence that goes through and answers questions people have, that gets in people's head. If somebody's going to buy from you, what are they going to want to know? What are they going to think about? What are their objections? What are their concerns? Why wouldn't they buy? Every one of those things should be a separate email to address. It should be like you're getting in the person's head. They're like, oh my gosh, like, how did he or she even know that I was thinking that? But you know it because you're talking to people all the time. You know what their questions are. See, when I created that credit repair email sequence, I knew what people's questions were because everybody called. It was the same conversation. They said, I don't know about this, and I have a concern about this. So once you know these questions and concerns, you can kind of put together emails in order that deliver value, that teach, that educate. Then when you get somebody on the phone, then they know you, they like you, they trust you, they want to do business with you. Then there's a lot of different ways you can get emails into that sequence. So if you want help on building email sequences, make sure you check out Profit Lifter at profitlifter.com. Profit Lifter helps a lot of our clients build their automation, build their systems, build their funnels, and they can help you either get very, very, very cheap access to a professional system to build your funnel and manage your customers and make phone calls and websites and landing pages and all of that stuff, or they can actually do it for you. The other thing is if you're going to build a nurture list, then the other thing is that you want to keep in mind, and social media, is you probably want to put up a landing page as well. You want to see one? Go to creditsuite.com/EIN. As a matter of fact, I'm going to throw this QR code up right now so you can actually see what a landing page is like. So this is a landing page. And a landing page is a one page of a website that basically just gives the person one option, which is to opt in and give you their email in exchange for something. In this case, it's a free guide. So you're going to want to create a landing page, and Profit Lifter can help you, or you can go through somebody else. Now, if you look at number 5 and number 4 that we've talked about methods here, we talked about social media. Then we talked about building an email funnel. Well, all of that can happen just by having a landing page. So now I'm on here like I am with you now, and I say, hey, do you want to build your business credit? Go to creditsuite.com/EIN, or you can even scan this QR code. You go to my landing page, you see what's on my landing page, you say, I want that guide. It's awesome. It helps me build business credit. You give me your name and email address, you get your guide, you go into my nurture email sequence. And my nurture email sequence is designed just to give you tremendous amounts of value, help educate, help you see me as an authority and an expert. Then we're on the phone with you saying, hey, like, do you want to build business credit on your own, or like, do you want help with that? And the people that say, I want help with that, then we say, well, let's talk to you about helping you through it. That's exactly what you're looking to actually build when you start to combine these strategies. And that brings me to number 3 on the list of the lowest cost effective marketing strategies to use. And number 3 on the list is to collaborate with other businesses. Okay, so what we want to do here is we first want to figure out the people in our circle that have the type of customer that we have. So our avatar of customer. So if I am somebody looking for a middle-aged man business owner, and that is my customer, well, then I want to find other people that have like middle-aged men business owners, and I want to basically collaborate with them. I'll give you an example. So here at Credit Suite, we work with a lot of different partners. So one of them, for example, is TaxSize. Well, TaxSize has tax services that help clients save a lot of money. Well, our clients like to save a lot of money. So we have no problem taking tax hive and saying, hey, customers of ours, like, would you be interested in saving money on taxes? And they're like, yeah. And we're like, well, go over here. They can help you. And tax hive says to their tax customers, hey, do you want to get capital for your business? And their customer says, yeah. And they said, well, go over to Credit Suite. So because of this basically joint venture between us, then their customers get directed to us. Our customers get directed over to them. They win, we win. The customer gets the help they need. We get a referral fee when they sign up somebody. They get a referral fee when we sign up somebody of theirs. And again, we're making money without spending any money to do it. So that's a number one way you can collaborate with other businesses and find other businesses that have your avatar and then go and partner with them so you can actually come in and you can basically refer customers back and forth to each other. Now, another thing that you really want to consider here when we're talking about collaborating with businesses is you really want to consider also going with other influencers. So influencers that have the tribe that you actually want to get in front of will consider reaching out to those people and saying, hey, by the way, I'd like to collaborate with you because I think our customers need what you have. And I think that your customers need what we have. Maybe it's not like that. Maybe you get them on your podcast and do an interview. Maybe you give some other kind of value to get in front of them. But oftentimes we just reach out to them and say, hey, like, do your customers have an interest in this? Because we can pay you a lot of money in referral commissions just by introducing this to them. And it seems like something they need. So we'll go to somebody that runs a real estate investment group and say, hey, real estate investors are the number one industry we help because we find that they need business credit. And if they can leverage business credit to buy properties, does your audience have that problem? They say, yeah. We're like, great. Well, look, we pay like this much money in referral fees, like $500 for every referral for a client that we sign up. So if you want, like, you can refer your business credit customers to us. We can even present, do a webinar, whatever in front of your group, and then we'll pay you $500 for every one of those people that signs up. They don't lose anything if you are credible. Now, again, let's start compounding these strategies. If you're on social media and they're looking you up, they see you as an authority. They see you as an expert. So they have no problem promoting you to their group, their community. Then when you're preferred in front of their community, then all of a sudden you pay them a referral fee and you start getting access to all of their client base without paying. And we do this a lot. We have a lot of these other type of influencers out there that refer us business. We have a lot of influencers that have us go live, that have us do webinars. Just yesterday, I was on the phone with an influencer. He says, hey, our clients need what you have. Will you please come in and do a webinar and sell? And then I want to make money off what you sell. Yeah, absolutely. We'll do that. There's zero cost to this, no cost. All we have to do is find people that have our avatar and go to them and create a joint venture where they benefit from actually us helping their clients solve a problem they don't solve, right? Their clients, you're teaching them real estate. You don't do business credit. Let us do business credit. You get paid. Their problem is solved. Those kind of relationships are invaluable to you to be able to help get customers in the door without spending. Again, I say low cost strategies. Let's be honest. These so far are basically no cost strategies to actually get those customers in the door. Okay, so let's take a look at number 2 on the list. And number 2 on the list is to encourage referrals. Now, Dwayne came in and said, hey, I need referral as well or affiliate marketing link. So Dwayne, if you need that, go to info@creditsuite.com. I don't have it right now. And we can get you set up as an affiliate here at Credit Suite. You can refer customers to us, and then we're able to come in here and we're able to pay you considerable amount of money, like usually $500 of every referral. And by the way, did you see what just happened? Like, I am combining these strategies. I'm living these strategies right in front of you. I've told you that you need to be on social media. I've told you that you need to work with other like-minded businesses to be able to do this. And sure enough, somebody on my social stream says, hey, I want to refer customers. I want to get paid. And now just because of talking about this, you have another referral partner. So you just literally saw right in front of you, and I'll pull up Dwayne's comment here, because you literally just saw right in front of you that these strategies actually work if you actually work the strategies, right? Just by being on social media, I bring in potentially another affiliate. So Dwayne, I appreciate that. Get with us, info@creditsuite.com, and I'll get you that. We'll get you set up as an affiliate so you can have your own custom affiliate link. So number 2 on my list is encourage referrals. Look, a lot of business owners wonder why they don't get referrals. And the simple answer to that is because you don't ask for referrals. Okay, look, there is a great book that I'm reading right now called Never Lose a Customer Again. And when you read Never Lose a Customer Again, he says, look, there's a lot of stages of this process to retain somebody. And you got to get to a point where you get to the referral where they actually love you enough to want to refer. If you don't get there, you're probably not going to retain them and they're probably not going to refer. So it's a good book to look into because there's a lot of things you want to do to get a customer and make them happy after the sale so they do refer. But one of the easiest ways to be able to encourage referrals is just to ask your customer. Find the point in your process after they become a client where they are the happiest typically. And that is where you want to get on the phone and say, hey, by the way, do you have, you're benefiting, you're enjoying these services. Do you have someone else around you that may also benefit and enjoy these services that I could potentially talk to? And again, they may say, no, not really. Or they're typically going to say, yeah, I got somebody. I got Joe. I got Sally. If they're happy, they have no problem telling you of other people because it makes them look good if you help their friends. So you want to encourage referrals. Another thing that we like to do is we send out an email to say, how are you liking your experience with us so far? And it might have a smiley face or a sad face. If they click the sad face, well, then we say, oh, we're sorry. We'll be in touch to see how we can help. And we literally are calling them within an hour to say, hey, I'm sorry you're not enjoying the experience. Like, what can we do to help? So we use that as one opportunity to find the people that are unhappy and what we needed to do to make them happy. But then on the other side, if they click the smiley face, well, then the very first thing that we do is we say, hey, they click smiley face. We go, hey, if you don't mind, take 15 seconds and just leave us a quick review. And the smiley face automatically goes to a point where they can leave us a review. You can do exactly the same thing with the referral. Smiley face, sad face. Sad face prompts action by you to find out why they're unhappy. Smiley face sends them right to a form. Say, wait, do you have somebody else that we can make happy in your life by helping with whatever it is you offer? Given their information, it goes to a quick form. They fill it out. So there's a lot of different ways you could do it, but you're not going to typically get referrals unless you actually ask. So make sure you build a process to actually ask when they're at that stage where they're usually the happiest. And number one of my 5 low-cost marketing strategies, in no particular order, by the way, number 1 is create high-value evergreen content. So what evergreen content is are things like challenges, or it can be even a webinar that you don't have to do live every single time. Now here at Credit Suite, we do live webinars. We actually have done 2 live webinars this week and last week. We did one each week, right? And we do live challenges as well. But we also take our best content and we make it into evergreen content, which means it can just automatically go on autoplay. So we have webinars that our clients see that we did years ago, but they come onto our list and then we say, hey, do you want to see a webinar on this? Go here to register. And that is an evergreen webinar, meaning that it's set up through automatic. It's an automated webinar. It's not a live webinar. So that's an example. We do exactly the same thing with challenges. Our challenges are live, but a lot of people make their challenges actually automated as well. So they're evergreen challenges where if you do an event and it's successful, a webinar, you do a challenge, for example, anything else, well, then what you're able to do is take that into high value evergreen content, automate it, and then all of a sudden you put it, for example, in your email funnel. People are getting that consistently through time without you having to actually do the live event. So do a lot of testing. When you put content out in the world like this, you're going to find what people like and find what people don't like. When you find something that's really a home run, consider making that into evergreen content and then putting that in your funnel. Now, one more thing to note. Okay, here's a very interesting story, and I think you're going to get a valuable lesson from this. So I actually sat in a mastermind where we really dug into the 80-20 principle. I'm not here today to teach you the principle. You're probably already familiar. And so I went home that day and I said, I'm going to look at YouTube and see if it fits this 80-20 model. Sure enough, it did. 80% of all of the views on our YouTube channel came from one video, and 20% of the views came from everything else. So I looked at this one video and it had this crazy obscure name. The name of the video was How to Build Business Credit for Your EIN That's Not Linked to Your SSN. It was a weird name. And I could not believe that that one little thing accounted for 80% of our views on YouTube. So I had an idea. I said, well, why don't I take the content of this webinar and put it into a free guide? And so we created a free guide, and the guide was called How to Build Business Credit for Your EIN That's Not Linked to Your SSN. 10 years later, that guide is still our #1 performing opt-in tool that we have. It's our number one, what we call lead magnet that we have. It's been downloaded well over 1 million times. So think about this, is that this is an example of, we did a video, we put a content out in the world, people loved it. We then took that content, which we do all the time now, and we made it into a free guide. Then we ran ads to that free guide. So we now use social media as a testing grounds to see what people respond to, what they like. When we have a home run topic people absolutely love, then we lean into that. We usually make it into a guide and we start running ads on Facebook and Google to that guide. And sure enough, it's never failed. It's a home run every time. We did it with something called 27 different killer ways to get money for your business. We did it with something called 12 credit lines for your business. These were YouTube videos that took off and were popular that we made into guides. And to this day, all of our ads are run to these guides that we actually found the concepts from testing on social media. This is what happens when you create this evergreen content that continues to produce results for you, but it only happens if you're live, if you're on social, if you're actually producing content. And that is where you tie these things together. So there you have it. There's 5 of my low, no-cost strategies to be able to scale and grow your business. And now you've seen multiple ways you can put these 5 together and actually get even more powerful results. And I think you'd agree that all these 5, you could pretty much get done at basically no cost. And these are the exact same strategies I've used to build multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses and have exits along the way. So I think there's a lot of principles that can help you as well. Hey, did you get value today? If you got value today, then make sure you like and subscribe, and then keep your eye out for our next content. So we go live Tuesday and Thursday, release regular content all the time. And our content is 100% about helping you grow and scale a successful business and get the money you need to do so. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time. We talk about more cool ways to get money to start and grow your business and how to market and sell and everything else you need.